Hello, and welcome to chair yoga, mostly seated. I'm gonna go to bed. Sorry, she always does at the beginning. Anyway, today is mostly seated chair yoga, which might sound like a funny name for a chair yoga routine, but in most of my classes, we do spend a fair amount of time out of the chair, using the chair for support or balance. So today we will be seated for most of the class, although there will be a few minutes that we are standing. That helps to strengthen our lower body muscles. If you prefer to stay seated the entire time, please do. You'll follow along using upper body movements. Let's settle in. Sitting tall but relaxed. We'll breathe in and out together 3 times. Inhale through your nose, nice big breath. Exhale out your mouth completely. Breathe in, let the belly expand. Breathe out, feel the belly fall. Once more, big breath in. Exhale, full breath out. Beautiful. Remain sitting nice and tall, but make sure your feet are flat on the floor. And we'll start by warming up through our neck and shoulders. Start by dropping your chin towards your chest. Feeling the stretch in the back of your neck. Lift your chin back up. Now tilt your head to the right side, creating space on the left side. Bring your head back to center. Now lift your chin up toward the ceiling, stretching through the front of your throat, back down to center. And then over to the left. And back to center. We'll do that one more time through, holding each stretch a little bit longer. So chin to chest, hold. Bring your head back up. Tilt to your right and hold. Back to center. Now lift the chin up and hold. Back to center. And to your left and hold. Back to center. Now we'll bend our arms and we'll bring our fists pretty close to the shoulders. You can bring fingertips to shoulders or just hold them close. We're going to start with an inhale. We're going to circle our elbows back, arching through the spine, lifting chest and chin. Exhale, round through your back as arms sweep forward. Inhale, circling back and opening through the front. Exhale, circling forward, stretching through the back. We'll do that a few more times. Here we're warming up through our spine, stretching through our chest and our shoulders, continuing to warm up through our neck as we follow our breath. Finish up the breath cycle you're on. So after you've exhaled, sit nice and tall. Take your right hand to your left thigh and sweep your left arm up and over for a side stretch. And we'll hold here. And having that hand on the thigh just kind of gives us a little leverage. So maybe we can deepen the stretch, pull a little farther. Lower your arm down. We'll switch sides. So now left hand to right thigh. Right arm reaches up and over. Relax your arm back down. Set your right hand on your right thigh. Hinge forward from your hips and reach forward with your left arm, straight ahead. Sit tall. Next, we're going to hinge and go on an angle. So we're reaching across. Sit back up. Straight ahead, we're going to alternate. One straight ahead and one across. Really extend through your fingertips. Let's do that again. Straight ahead. We've got support for the upper body with our right hand on the thigh. And reach across. Let's do that one more time each way. Once straight ahead, hinging with a long spine. And across on that angle. Sit tall. Before we do that on the other side, we're gonna work through elephant trunks. You can either interlace your fingers like this, or if it's comfortable for you to do so, you can kind of twist through your palms, and we'll flow in a figure 8 motion. But I want you to pretend like your arms are connected to your nose, just like if you were an elephant and had a big long trunk. That way, we're working through our neck as well as our arms here. Slow and controlled as you sweep side to side. We'll meet back in the center, this time with left hand on the left thigh. Sit tall, then reach forward, hinging from your hips. Rise up. Now across on that diagonal line. Back up. Reaching forward should feel a little bit different than reaching across. We're using those back muscles a little differently. That's why I like to do both versions. Straight ahead, keeping that long spine. And across. Do that one more time, straight ahead. And one more time across. All right, back to elephant trunks. So you can hold on like this, or you can cross over like this, and we sweep. Big sweep side to side. Remember, your head is going along for the ride. Nice upper body flow. And we'll come back to center. Now we'll work a little bit more through our hands, our wrists, and our fingers. Start by extending your arms straight out in front of you. Pretend like you're in a shower and you're going to turn the water on and you turn it back off. In fact, I call these faucet hands because that gives a good picture of the movement we're doing. Notice that rotation works through the shoulders, the elbows, and the wrists. So it's a full arm movement. We're going to pause with palms up and then curl in and out. Good old bicep curls. So working to strengthen the muscles in the fronts of our arms here. Ideally, we would have weights in our hands, but we can work even without weight. Keeping our elbows lifted also engages our shoulders. And relax. Next, web hands. So bring your hands out to your sides and you're going to start with your fingers connected. Then open them wide. Pull them back in. Open wide. Back in. So here we're targeting those muscles in our fingers, creating a little more space between them. One more time. Next, we're going to create a perfect O between our finger and our thumb. So we'll start with our index fingers. Look at your fingers, make sure it's an exact letter O. Then switch to your middle fingers, ring fingers, pinkies. Work your way back, ring fingers, middle fingers, index fingers. One more time through, middle, ring, pinky, and back, ring, middle, and index. Great job, shake it out. Hopefully your hands, your fingers feel awesome. Next, we'll focus on feet, our ankles and our toes. We're gonna start by stretching out through our toes. If it is challenging for you to lift your foot up and hold it for a bit, keep your foot down and focus on just spreading your toes out and back in several times. But if you can't hold on to your foot, go ahead and lift it up. You can rest it across your thigh. Starting with your big toe, we're just gonna wiggle it side to side. We'll do the same thing with our second toe, just side to side. Middle toe, side to side. Fourth toe, and the pinky. Good. Set that foot down. We'll do the same thing with the left. Starting with the big toe, side to side. So just kind of manually moving these toes a bit. Get them going. Second toe, side to side. And middle toe. Fourth toe. And pinky. You may have noticed some toes are a little more pliable than others. Set that foot down. With our feet on the ground, everything but the toes, we're gonna do quick toe taps, up and down, up and down, up and down. And before long, you might feel that work going on the top of your foot, maybe even alongside the shins. And relax. Next, we'll work through the ankles, but we're also going to add some upper body to it. So start with feet flat on the floor and reach your arms overhead. As you pull your arms down, lift your heels up. Arms up, heels down. So pull and lift the heels. Reach and lower them. Pull. Reach up. You're coming as high on the balls of your feet as you can. Really working through that ankle joint. Let's do that one more time. Keep your feet down, arms up. Reach a little higher with one arm, pull down with the other, then reach high with the other. We'll alternate like you're climbing a rope. Getting a nice stretch through our back muscles here. I was never very good at rope climbing back in school in PE. Never did well, but I'm acing this one. How about you? I think we made it to the top, so relax your arms down. Working through lower body. We're going to bring our legs together, so thighs, knees, and feet are connected. Then crisscross your arm, hand on opposite thigh. We're going to press our knees open as we round through our back, bringing chin toward chest. Then pull the legs back in as we sit tall in neutral. Push open as you round. Sit tall, pull in. And you don't have to press those knees really far apart, just enough to feel a good stretch there in the hips, maybe in the low back. Let's do that a couple more times. Finish up the one you're on, legs together. Now bring your hands between your knees, and you're going to keep them there the whole time through this next exercise. We'll lift our right leg, our right foot, slightly out to the side and back down. Same thing with the left. Out, back in. And the way we're designed structurally, we're not going to be kicking those feet far out to the side. We're just working through what mobility we do have here in our knees, in our hips, and always listening to our body with every exercise, every movement we do today. Making range of motion smaller if we need to, or maybe even taking a break altogether. All right, sit down. Lower body rest will focus on upper body. Bend your elbows, bringing your arms right to your sides. Then lift the arms up. Reach forward. Pull all the way back, driving those elbows behind you, and lower down again. Lift up, reach forward, pull back, lower down. Again, lift, reach, pull, down. One more time. Lift, stretch forward, pull back, and lower down. Next exercise I call apple pickers. We're going to pretend to have an apple tree to the right side of us and a bucket to the left side. We'll reach up and grab apples off the tree and put them in the basket. Reaching up to the right, down to the left. And as we do, we're creating a gentle twist through our spine. We're stretching through our shoulders and our back. So it might seem like a simple task, but we're achieving a lot with it. More than just getting those apples off the tree. Let's do one more this direction. Then what do I see on the other side of us? I see an apple tree here on the left and a bucket on the right. So here we go. We're going to reach up, set them in. Up and down. I wish we really could sit and get fruit off a tree and not have to get a ladder out, right? That would be really handy. Let's do that one more time. I think we got all the apples. Nice. Come to center. Next, we're going to focus on strengthening our glutes, right? Those backside muscles. Sitting tall. All we're going to do is contract our glute muscles really tight. You might feel yourself lift a little off the chair and then relax. Contract. I should say you're just lifting. You're not actually coming off the chair. And relax. It's a very small movement, but hopefully you're feeling that in those glutes. I'm going to do that one more time. I wanted to start with that move before we practice getting up and down out of a chair. If you prefer to stay seated today, I want you to keep contracting and relaxing your glutes. Otherwise, follow me. We'll hinge forward, beginning to rise up out of the chair. Lift using those strong glutes. We're going to sit back down. Start by bending the knees, hips behind, pause for a second, and then have a seat. Hinge forward, weight in your heels. Lift up. Bend and hinge, weight still in your heels, have a seat. 2 more times. Shift forward, rise up, hinge, sit down. Last time coming, and we get to stay up after this for a few minutes. We'll come to the side of our chair so that the chair is on your right. And make sure you have plenty of room behind you for an exercise we're going to do in a couple of minutes. All right, standing tall. Chair is always there to hold on to for balance, or you might not need to today. Start by lifting up your right heel and lowering it down, lifting up your left heel and lowering it down. So right now we're lifting and lowering one heel at a time, which you can continue to do, or you can make it more of a syncopated movement where one goes up as one goes down. And really getting into those feet here. Our very important foundation, right, of our bodies. All right, we'll lower both heels to the floor. Right now they are parallel. Now let's turn them out. Turn them back to parallel. Turn out. And that turn out comes from the hips. It might seem like it's coming from the feet, but it's working its way all the way up into our hips. So this is primarily a hip opener. We'll hold with feet parallel and come into tree pose. Tree pose can either be a kickstand, or you can lift the foot off the floor onto the inside of your standing leg. Different options with your hands. You can hold one on the hip, one on the chair. You can bring both hands to your heart if you're feeling pretty stable. You might even reach both arms up toward the ceiling. So you decide where arms go. Work for that balance. Keep your leg in tree pose, but hold on to your chair for this next move. We're going to swivel the knee forward and then open it to the side again. Forward, side. So hip mobility, and you're only opening as far as feels comfortable on your hip right now. Hold the knee forward, and this is why we want room behind us. We're going to lift and extend our left leg back, maybe bringing left arm forward into warrior three. If you're feeling really stable today, maybe your right arm reaches forward as well. Hold for a few more seconds and set down. How'd you do? I know it was well. We're going to come right to the other side of the chair. So chair is now on your left. Standing tall, lift your right heel only, set it down. Lift your left heel, set it down. So we'll start just like we did on side one, lifting and lowering one foot at a time. And then if you feel like that syncopated movement, which I think is kind of fun, we can try that. And you can hold on to the chair if you need balance, or you can just move your arms any way you like. All right, both heels down, feet parallel, then turn out. Parallel, turn out. And everyone's turnout is going to look different. Some people have the ability to really go far, and some people like me do not. And it's not necessarily a muscularly tight thing. It can be a structural, how your femur or your thigh bone fits into your hip. We're going to end with feet parallel, then come into tree pose. Either kickstand with light touch on the floor, or lift the foot a little bit higher. You can hold on to your chair. You can bring palms together. You can reach your arms overhead. Keep tree pose in the legs, but hold on to your chair. Swivel the knee forward and out to the side. Forward, side. We'll do that a couple more times. Hopefully hip is feeling good today. We'll end with the knee forward and coming into warrior three by hinging and extending the right leg back. Maybe the right arm comes forward. Maybe the left arm comes forward too. And relax, both feet on the floor. Next exercise or next stretch will be pyramid pose. I'm going to turn to face the seat of the chair. You're welcome to actually turn the chair so you have the full seat facing you, or sideways is fine as well. Start by coming close to your chair, then take a big step back with your right foot, but not as far back as like for a lunge. You'll want to angle that right foot just a little bit, keeping both legs straight and your spine straight. Hinge forward and rest your palms on the seat of your chair. So we're looking to stretch the back of your left thigh here. If you don't feel it and you know your back and legs are straight, you might need to come a little deeper, bringing your elbows and your forearms to the seat of the chair. But if that causes you to round through your back, come up to your hands. Take one more slow, deep breath in and out here in pyramid. Then rise back up. I'm going to show you the stretch that's coming next so you can decide how to set your feet. We're going to be grabbing our hands from behind and lifting our chest and chin. If you stay in a staggered stance, it's going to be a little harder for your balance. So if you want more stability, you're just going to step forward. If you think you feel okay, staggered, remain here. Grab your hands from behind, then lift and stretch, opening through your chest, your shoulders. Release, bring your spine to neutral and step forward with your right foot and step back with your left foot. Remember to angle that back foot. Remember to keep both legs straight and your back straight as, once again, you hinge from your hips, either setting your hands on the chair or maybe coming deeper if you can maintain that straight back. Ease your way back up. Remember your options for your feet for our camel stretch, either staggered or parallel. Then grab your hands from behind and lift and stretch. Release and step forward. All right, coming back to the chair now. So if you turned it, make sure it's forward again. And we'll have a seat and do some more strengthening and stretching. Make sure your feet are flat on the floor. We'll take our right foot and tap it out to the side 3 times. So we step out a little more, and come back in. Same leg. Out, 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 back in. So we're opening through the hip. Back in. 3, 2, 1. One more time, and we're going to hold in that most open position. So hold. Right hand on the thigh, left arm lifts up and over. And lower it back down. Bring your foot back in. Next, same foot, we'll tap forward 3 times and back in. So heel taps a little forward, more, full extension, come back in. Forward, 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 back in. We'll do that a couple more times. So it's like we're easing into that full extension. Here comes our last one, where we will once again hold in that farthest position. Flex the right foot. So you're bringing the toes closer to the shin. Hands on your thighs. Hinge forward. Another hamstring stretch. And rise up. Pull the foot back in. Left side's turn to the side. Out 3, 2, 1, back in. So we open a little more, back in. We'll do that a couple more times. Make sure you're sitting nice and tall all the way through these movements. Last time, out, 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 hold. Left hand on the thigh, right arm reaches up and over. Oh, that feels lovely. And back in. Bring your leg back in. Next time it's forward. Forward 3, 2, straight leg, back in. 3, 2, 1, back in. 2 more times. Last one's coming. So we know we stay in that full extension, flexing through the left heel, hands on the thighs, hinge forward. Oh, that one's tight on me today. That's why we do these stretches. Rise up, foot in. So that was a good lower body sequence. Now we're going to focus on upper body. We're going to flow between back of the shoulder stretch and a tricep stretch, and then eventually hold each one. So start by bringing your right arm across And then elbow up toward the ceiling, stretching the triceps. Across, up, across. So these are like little teasing stretches. Next time we'll hold. So arm across, hold in. We'll take a couple of slow, deep breaths. And then we'll switch to the other stretch for the triceps. You can either hold from the front, or if it's comfortable, you can hold from the top. Either way works. Ease your way out. I like to actually guide that arm down. And we'll do the same thing on the left side. We flow first. Across, up. This is a nice way to come into held stretches. Our muscles don't fight us as much if we've kind of warmed them up first. So keep that in mind with any of the stretches that you do. All right, next we hold. So across the chest, hold in, feeling that nice release in the back of our shoulder. And switch, elbow up. Again, you can hold from the front or from the top if that feels okay on your neck. And ease your way out of that stretch. So we work lower body and upper body. Now let's target the core. I'm going to scooch forward a little bit on the chair because I'm going to be leaning back. So lean back with a long spine. You can either hold on to your chair or you can come to stacked arms. Then lift and lower your right leg. Lift and lower your left. And I feel those abdominal muscles working already. They're working by holding this lean back. They're also working to lift the legs. One more on the right and one more on the left. Rest. Sit tall. Next, we will stretch our back. Couple options here. If it is safe for you to come into a full forward fold, you are welcome to do so. Or you can get a very great stretch by keeping hands on the thighs and just rounding through your spine, chin to chest. In between would be elbows on the knees, back rounded, head down. So you choose one of those three options. Spine is rounded into a C shape in all of them, giving us a nice stretch through our upper, mid, and low back. Ease your way back up. Since our head was down for those, you want to take your time sitting tall again. Then we're going to stretch the opposite direction. I'm going to turn to the side here so you can see better. You face forward. Hands on your thighs. Now arch through the spine as you lift the chest and chin. And come to neutral. Next, we'll stretch our hips, figure four. Either cross your right foot over left shin, or you can bring it above the knee. We're going to flow through those two stretches we just did, rounding and arching the back before we stretch the hip. So here we go. Start on your inhale, arch through the back, lifting the chest and chin. Exhale, round through the back, dropping your chin. Inhale, lift and open. Exhale to lower and round. Let's do that 2 more times. After your exhale, come to a neutral spine so you're sitting tall. Hinge forward till you feel a nice stretch in your right hip. Sit tall and carefully uncross. Other side, either left foot across the shin or above the knee. We'll start with our cat and cow stretches. Inhaling, arching and lifting. Exhale, rounding and lowering. Big full breaths. Gentle stretches. Finish your breath cycle. We'll meet sitting tall. Hinge forward. Unhinge and uncross. Shake it out. I hope you feel wonderful, relaxed, and energized at the same time. You can get a lot accomplished sitting in a chair. I like to end with some breathing exercises, and today's might make you laugh a little bit. It's commonly called taco breath because you kind of make a taco shape with your tongue. Now, some people genetically cannot curl their tongues, and if that is you, you're just going to keep your tongue flat. The purpose of this breath is to cool down the body. So ideally it's done like on a really hot day. Today is a frigid day here in Colorado, but you might be watching this video sometime in the summer and it'll come in very handy. All right, so either curl your tongue or leave it flat. Then you're gonna breathe in, and then just exhale out your mouth. Curl your tongue or leave it flat. Breathe in. Exhale out. Let's do that one more time. And exhale. Great job. Hopefully it put a smile on your face. We're going to do 3 more breaths just to end our practice. But this time, we're just going to breathe in through our nose, out through our mouth, maybe even with eyes closed if that helps you to stay nice and relaxed. Inhale through your nose. Exhale out your mouth. Slowly breathe in. Slowly breathe out. Once more, inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. I hope you enjoyed our mostly seated routine today. I am so grateful for you joining me today, and I hope you'll be back very soon.